He was once one of the most beloved figures on television, the man who brought joy, laughter, and life-changing fortune to millions of Americans. But when the cameras stopped rolling, everything changed. Ed McMahon, the legendary TV host who gave away wealth to others, faced a heartbreaking twist of fate. And what happened to his family after his passing is something few could have imagined. For decades, Ed McMahon was the face of generosity and good cheer in America. With his booming voice and trademark smile, he became a symbol of success, luck, and laughter. As Johnny Carson's sidekick on The Tonight Show, McMahon's laughter became a nightly tradition in millions of homes. And as the host of Star Search and the spokesperson for the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, he was the man everyone associated with the phrase, "You may already be a winner." To the world, Ed McMahon looked like the man who had it all: fame, fortune, and the golden touch of television magic. But behind that iconic smile was a reality far more tragic. Despite earning tens of millions of dollars during his career, McMahon's later years were plagued by financial ruin, illness, and betrayal. His downfall didn't happen overnight. Like many stars of his era, Ed lived large. He owned luxury cars, expensive homes, and threw lavish parties that kept Hollywood buzzing. But when his career began to slow down in the 1990s, the steady paychecks stopped, while the bills kept piling up. Add to that a series of bad business investments, lawsuits, and a devastating injury, and Ed McMahon's once glamorous life began to crumble. In 2007, the man who once handed out million-dollar checks was suddenly facing foreclosure on his Beverly Hills mansion. The irony was painful. America's favorite giver was now losing everything he'd worked for. When the story broke, fans were heartbroken. McMahon admitted that years of poor financial management and medical bills had drained his savings. "I made people happy," he said in one of his final interviews, "but I forgot to take care of myself." As if financial ruin weren't enough, his health began to fail. A neck injury from a fall left him in constant pain, and mounting hospital bills only deepened his debt. Friends, including celebrities like Donald Trump and others from the entertainment industry, stepped in to help cover his expenses. But it wasn't enough to stop the downward spiral. Ed McMahon passed away in 2009 at the age of 86. He left behind not just a legacy of laughter and goodwill, but also a family struggling to recover from years of financial and emotional hardship. His wife and children inherited the remnants of an estate burdened by debt, legal troubles, and the shadow of bankruptcy, for a man who had once stood for hope and happiness. The contrast was heartbreaking. In the years since his passing, fans have learned just how dire things became. McMahon's home, once filled with laughter, trophies, and memorabilia from his television glory days, was sold to settle debts. Personal items, including his awards and keepsakes from The Tonight Show, were auctioned off. His widow, Pamela, reportedly struggled for years to stay afloat, forced to part with nearly everything they had built together. But through all the tragedy, one thing remains: Ed McMahon's lasting impact on American entertainment. To this day, he's remembered not for his financial troubles, but for his warmth, humor, and kindness. Generations grew up hearing his voice, laughing at his jokes, and dreaming of his famous prize patrol showing up at their door. And perhaps that's the greatest irony: the man who gave away millions left behind a lesson more valuable than money. He showed the world that even those who bring joy to others can face heartbreak behind closed doors. His story is a reminder that fame doesn't guarantee security, and that even the most generous souls can be forgotten when the lights fade. Today, when people look back at old clips of Ed McMahon, his hearty laugh beside Johnny Carson, or his excited grin as he surprised another winner with a life-changing check, they remember what he represented: optimism, happiness, and a belief that anyone could get their big break. But when you see him now, through the lens of history, it's hard not to take a deep breath. Ed McMahon spent a lifetime making others' dreams come true, only to have his own fade away. Yet in the end, his generosity and spirit still shine brighter than the tragedy that followed. Because while his fortune was lost, his legacy remains priceless.